no need for my voice when we have a V12. Hello everyone, welcome to round number 5 here of the BUSR ACC Summer Championship. We're here, as you can see, at Imola, and I've decided to start us off by having a V12 on board, because why not? So, just a treat for everyone that tunes in really early. Let's take a quiet onboard lap with Cav Bud in the Aston V12 Vantage. Well, that worked brilliantly as an excuse to not talk for another minute and a half, and also it sounded really good. Someone had a meatball flag there, that was interesting. But had to come off of it at some point, and time to actually start the broadcast and start commentating. Cav there putting in a lap time that's good enough for third fastest at the moment. That was a 1:44.2. And look at me talking as he's going down the order now, with 1:43.1 just set there by Callum Porter, who joined us very recently, and he's shown that he's on the pace. Still, I think, getting used to sim racing a bit more. He's a man of Oxford Brookes, and tends to enjoy a bit of karting from what I've heard, so this is a little bit different, but seems to be getting the transition done really well, and definitely has the pace to be up there, at least at the moment with the times that we've seen set. Another one of our faster drivers going to come across the line, Anna Foster. As a motorbike just went past. Let's go. And yeah, then some more quick times coming in. Connor McCullough setting the first 1:41, as we just saw the first 1:42s come in as well from Anna Foster and Owen Goldsmith. Speaking of gold, let's have a look at Cameron Gold. Why don't we? In the multicoloured Lamborghini. I think it's a livery that's very divisive, but I like it. Like it when cars are colourful. And somehow it especially works on the Lamborghini, harking a little bit back to when we had a comic car. I've forgotten who exactly, I think. Oliver Fletcher, actually, a few years ago at this point, ran one of those on a Lamborghini. This one obviously a Lamborghini Evo, rather than the old one that we had back then. And Cameron Gold going into 10th position. Who's improving? Marley Watts already 5 seconds up. Is understandable considering his last time was 1:49, 7.4 seconds off current pace set by McCullough. Let's see where this lap's going to put him. Definitely up a few places, up to 10th with that one. Continuing on with improvements, our very own Doomskull, that's come across the line and put himself up by 1 position, up to 14th place. So everyone's still just trying to find their time. James White actually on an invalid lap. Didn't see that when I changed to him, but that would have put him at 2nd. Had it been valid. Actually, Marley Watts improving even more here in the Rev Sport Ferrari. Shout out Pran in the chat, who is trying to commentate, but I'm not letting him because it's 11:30 where he is right now over in India. And no, go bed, have some rest, please. See where this time puts Marley up into 6th place. That is quite a nice time for him there. And unfortunately, one thing I've noticed is the lack of a certain Sam Knight, who always gets a lot of support in the chat, so likely not going to be seeing that tonight. As Penelope Dobbins uncharacteristically down in 15th place, but from what I understand the Jag is a bit slow around here, it's fair to say. From a normal pace in this grid, you'd probably want to lop at least a 2nd off of that time. He's going to find 3/10 here. So, a bit more to go to get to where we used to see her. Try and find a lap that's valid here. It seems to be quite easy for our drivers to invalidate the lap times. As they are pushing their hardest, trying to get the most out of the car and the track. But Josh Parrott is on a valid lap. One thing I didn't notice actually is that Josh Parrott and Owen Goldsmith have exactly the same time set. 1:42.950. But I don't know how ACC separates it. I know that Owen got the time first, so that's technically correct, but that would also be correct in alphabetical order, as Josh Parrott running a bit wide. That's not going to help his time, but he's still going to improve, and it's still going to be a nice improvement. It's going to slot him up quite nicely here, up into 4th place. As with a notable lack of Angus Fender and Joe Scher and Jack Noller, we may actually have decent battle for the lead this time around. That is unscripted. Will be nice to see. As we've got James White running round now. Improving. And if you're watching this thinking it's very boring, don't worry. I will be being joined by someone. It's just a good friend, Stig991. He had to work until 7 PM. And obviously that's when this stream starts, so he's trying to get here pretty much as soon as he can. Which I hope is going to be just before the race starts. As James White is going to come across the line to improve, but no gain in position. Only 6.5 minutes left in qualifying now, so we're getting more towards the business end of things. As it could be a close fight for pole position between Anna Foster and Conor McCullough. We will keep an eye and ride on board. Up the hill now, and just got onto the grass on entry to that corner. Unstabilised the car and, well, couldn't get it drifted around the corner. If she could get it drifted around the corner, it would be slower. So, no point. Decided to end that lap time. Aidan Chatburn looking to get some improvements on the board. Currently sitting solidly in the middle of the pack in 10th place. Doesn't look like it's going to be an improvement from him. We also have Jimmy Lynn, who I noticed joined during qualifying, yet to set a lap. So we'll see what this first lap can bring. Somehow I have a delta, but I don't know what to, considering this is his first lap. But we'll see how this lap time goes. Where is he gonna go? Straight into P4. Solid effort from him. Sure, we'll still be hoping to get some improvement on that time though. As, yeah, can't go over the curb quite that much without incurring track limit penalty in the case of qualifying, your time being invalidated. Let's take a look, see if there's anyone else going to be saying any improvements. We've got Joan and Turner here and Jimmy Lynn just behind, never mind. Joan and Turner no longer has Jimmy Lynn just behind and is no longer improving on a lap, since it's now invalid. So we find Ish Shah in a livery that I have only just downloaded for this race. Reminder to the drivers, if you want your liveries included, either DM them to me or get them into the livery pack next time by submitting them on time. As apparently the DDS file for this livery is quite big. I've been told 16k by 16k, which is a bit overkill. As Ish improves on time but not on position. Callum Porter was having massive improvements, but I don't know what happened on the exit of Tosa, but he's lost good 4/10. And let's take a look at our current pole position. Conor McCullough for Podium Sim Racing. And the Porsche is another car where you just sort of want to listen to it. There's quite a few distractions there on that lap, maybe not gonna help. Apparently about even at the moment now, I've just gone 2/10 down, as I think I now have a friend.
Hello.
It's time to turn you up.
I'm friend.
Can we do a mic check just on?
Mic check 1 2 3. This is Stig 991, also known as Adam. Joining mid stream.
Yep, exactly. Cool. I think I've got you about right now.
Very nice.
As we are very much in the business end of qualifying now. I have said business end twice already. Please send help.
I'm going to sign on. Got some proper lighting now whenever we go to cams.
Oh, let's go.
I can now view qualifying.
Yeah, you get a stream as well.
Excellent.
We are high budget here.
Catch me up to speed.
Well, you can see what's happening on the left. We have no Angus, no Joe, no Jack.
No.
And Callum Porter is on an invalid lap. The next cross the line is going to be James White.
Oh. Bit of internet connectivity there. Coming into the final two corners. Very interesting.
Yeah. You may have noticed him go a bit wide as well. That was invalid. Yeah, also Cavs driving in the V12.
As per.
Yeah. Which is
Nothing
nice. We
much
get
changing there.
listen to something.
As it roars past our camera. Which I can't hear, but I'm sure the viewers can adore. And there we have it.
There we go. Let's go to cams. Oh, you're way off to the side. There we go. Oh, yo! We get to see. We get to see your your
New,
apartment,
new,
your
new
house.
place.
You need to come visit at some point.
You'll need to.
Go on, give us a small tour of what's in camera view.
You're on well, in camera view, you have kitchen with oven and Dyson fan and a fridge full of Stella beer.
You can afford one of those Dyson fans?
Well, my family have had it for a while, so I just inherited it.
Ah, you do also have a job.
By inherit, I mean steal.
But do you have a TV that big?
I don't have a TV that big. I have a
55-inch, my friend.
I have a TV that big.
Oh, we get to see the rest of the house. No way.
Well, here you go. The famous guitar. Oh, the famous guitar that got it banned from BUSR Racing.
He also has one of those razor snakes.
I do have a snaky snake. It's my prized possession. I love my snaky snake. Big up.
You even know its name. That's insane.
Yeah. I love my snaky snake. Fantastic.
And
you know what I should do?
Oh no, he's gonna get it. I thought. Gonna put stuff on a table. Let's go. Well, I'm gonna give him time to prepare his table. And while we do that, let's hear a few words from Special Effect and see what he comes up with in the 1 minute that it takes for that video to elapse.
Nobody likes being left out. That's why Special Effect are helping people with physical disabilities to play video games. But this isn't just about having fun. The gaming setups we create are personalised, so people can play to the very best of their abilities. And that opens the door to inclusion and independence, confidence and creativity. Help us level the playing field and create more magical gaming moments. Because it's everyone's turn to play.
So,
we're back with
what's
an
he come up
assortment
with?
of things. Well, I got my snaky snack. I got my New York Giants football that I got when I went to New York to watch a game, and then the very famous Guitar Hero controller, which is banned from the use in BUSR Racing.
Yep, that is three things that describe you very well. The company Razer. Other headset and keyboard manufacturers are available. Liking American football and American things, and
yes,
using a Guitar Hero controller. But let's go and watch some things that describe the BUSR, namely crashing in night races. There's no crashing yet, but there is night. It's dark.
Absolutely, and around Imola, could get a bit spicy, as the kids say these days.
Do they?
Sometimes.
Oh, that's new knowledge for me.
Well,
now
as
I'm learning.
I've just remembered you're actually quite young. Younger than me, at least.
I am.
So, shall we run through the grid?
Yeah, can do. So we've got Conor McCullough starting in P1, then Anna Foster is going to be alongside. Then on row 2 we've got James White and Callum Porter. Third row of the grid is going to be Jimmy Lynn and Charlotte Perkins, with the fourth row going to Josh Perrett and Owen Goldsmith. Going to try and rush through this because they're going to go sing the double file in a minute. We've got Ish Shah and Marley Watts on the fifth row of the grid, with Jonan Turner and Aidan Chatburn on the sixth row. Cameron Gold and Cav Bud starting on the 7th row of the grid with Aidan Larson and Ed Haskell just behind. Then on the 9th and final row of this grid is going to be Penelope Dobbins and Danila Astrakhansev. Just about got it through by using the NASCAR style, and we are about ready to go racing here at Imola.
I believe you went through Danila's name perfectly as per usual, which I will obviously always mumble every time. Astrakhansev.
Yep, but anyway, they are lined up here, and it looks like Anna's a little bit ahead of Conor McCullough actually. That's not quite right, but we're just waiting here for the green lights. Is it at the finish line or is there a start line further up? I can't remember, but we're still not green yet.
A little bit further down. Someone's a little bit too in the middle there for my liking. I think they're going to get a penalty if they sit there.
Well, we'll find out. There is no penalties, and there is a green light. Conor McCullough getting a decent start, but Anna Foster could potentially hold it. Outside, no outside to be found. There's already a crash in the back. That's involving Cameron Gold by the looks of things. But so far clean through turn 1 otherwise, apart from Josh Perry apparently, who has gone off somehow in all of that melee and is now fighting for 8th with Ish Shah. See if he's able to hold onto that one. Ish could try and hold it around the outside because he's now got the inside for Tozer, which is a good overtaking opportunity as our camera is covered by a hill, and that's just a lot of cars in one place.
It's still almost side by side. Actually, Josh has got ahead of Ish, and Ish is trying to go down the inside, but Josh has just got the advantage of having the racing line there. Good scrapping on this first lap of a 30-minute race, as we have here.
There's already more overtakes than the Formula E race I saw this weekend.
Literally yesterday.
Yeah, I know. And let's see if we can see another one here. Cav Bud looking up the inside of Owen Goldsmith at the Della Rocha. That's not even Della Rocha. That's at Monza. I'm stupid. I can't remember what this is.
Well, we're not too far away from Monza, but yeah. And Jonah
Yes.
Turner just off the track.
He's doing something. I don't know.
Yeah. I did notice when Cav was making that move, someone had to take some evasive action and go down the cut that chicane on the left-hand part of the corner.
Yeah, just
as
normal
Cam Gold
things.
is in the pits. Cam Gold doing an early pit stop strategy, I guess,
Yep.
along with Aidan Larson.
Both Lamborghinis in the pit lane, probably to fix damage that they got. We saw Cam Gold has crashed even before we got to Tamburello,
Yeah.
which I think is technically turn 2, but we'll move.
Yeah, we'll move.
Sounds
As
like
we
a lead.
look up front. Yeah, we look up front. Anna Foster closing ever closer to Conor McCullough, who is just doing what Conor does, leading races. Occasionally.
Leading races when the normal front 2 or 3 are not there. But
Anna has got an absolute run out of Aquamolinare. Can't find the outside. Ooh, bit of movement during the braking zone there, I would say, from Conor there. And it's kind of caused a little stack up, and Anna's been turned around from, I'm assuming, white.
Yeah.
Anna will not be pleased with that occurring.
Definitely not. Let's take a look back, and yeah, it's definitely it might be the internet stuff from James White actually, which to be honest, if I'm stewarding it, you can't get away with your internet causing someone else to crash, because you should know your lag bubble and that's on you, but there's a pit stop to be served anyway, and maybe Anna's been hit from the rear again by Ish Shah going into the pits, who knows, but
that'd be very unfortunate if Anna got a speeding in the pit lane because of that.
that'll be
Yeah.
To be fair, she'll have to serve it, so might just remove an amount of time from it or something, but
Quite unfortunate if
Yeah.
that would happen.
very unfortunate for Anna to be effectively lag killed, as Angus in the chat has said, but yeah, I know she's not going to be happy with that one, but it's something that happens, can probably be penalised, and then we'll move on afterwards, but with all of these pit stops going on, Marley Watts has found himself up in third, and Jimmy Lynn is directly behind, trying to battle for that position.
Marley Watts been second place alumni driver, but signing back in the mid pack and moved his way up to a podium position. Pretty solid going there, but first in alumni drivers, doing a solid job.
Yeah, exactly that.
As we are looking at Jimmy Lynn trying to chase down that podium position. Just a couple car lengths behind. Just needs to find a good exit out of the final corner and get a decent tow down the start-finish straight and maybe have a move into turn one.
Yeah, we'll see what can happen. May not be close enough this time around. And yeah, unless he goes for a massive dive bomb, which with 24 minutes to go is not going to be worth it. As Charlotte Perkins has come into the pits this time around as well. As actually, to be honest, Conor McCullough, if you look at the minimap, Conor McCullough's not too far off lapping people who have pitted.
Yeah, definitely the, well, somewhat of a risk pitting very early. As obviously, well, if you pit really early, you're going to get clean air, but you really don't want to, well, you don't want to compromise your race by then having to let other cars through, which will then cost you time and potential places for where you're trying to undercut to.
Most of the time we'll get clean air.
Yeah, unless you're Anna right here.
Yeah, Anna not receiving clean air, but according to Penelope Dobbins, that Jaguar is really not good at Imola, so I'm going to assume that Anna's going to get this move done sooner rather than later. Looks like it, as down the start-finish straight and going through turn one. Going to get alongside now into the braking zone of Tamburello, just going to be able to get through, shut the door on the exit. Good move to get through. Good clinical racing.
Just about getting the car slowed down there. Made the corner and all that, but just went a bit deeper than Anna probably wanted to. Probably just wanted to nip the apex, but went a bit deeper, and well, that more or less eliminated any chance of Penny holding it around the outside.
Yep, and that's how you do it. You know, she's got 1.5 seconds up the road to Ishar, which, to be honest, that gap's probably going to come down quite quickly.
I think James White is catching Conor McCullough.
Maybe so. We were just seeing Ed Haskell and Danil Astrakansov battling it out for 10th position, which is net probably last, to be honest.
Well, probably 16th, 17th, 15th maybe in that region.
We'll see as they goes when it all pans out.
Yeah, as they keep squabbling, they could definitely lose a lot of time. But as I mentioned before, James White still catching Conor McCullough now within 2 tenths when it was 2 seconds.
What did we miss? What have you done?
Oh.
What did they do?
Oh
no.
Oh no. That's Danila going onto the grass into the braking zone, and just, well, going onto the grass, braking not ideal, as they just careened into Ed Haskell.
Yeah, Doomskull has found out there that grass, it has less grip than the track, which you think he'd know that from being good at rallying, but
yeah, I was about to say maybe thought they were playing a different game. Kind of use a bit of grass when you don't really need to.
Yeah, he was just practicing for his dirt rally run.
Indeed.
But unfortunately, this is ACC, and grass bad.
Indeed, as expected, Ed and Danila pitting.
Unsurprisingly, both of them coming into the pits, both of them with damage repair to do.
As we watch on Jimmy Lin, 2 tenths behind Marley Watts. Still trying to chase down that podium position. Just over 20 minutes now in this race to go. And with this pit stop required in this race, how many of these front-running drivers are going to stay out to the end, or are they going to pit halfway through?
I mean, it doesn't matter, because tyre change is not mandatory.
So you think they'll take the 1 litre of fuel strategy by pitting at the end?
Yeah, I mean, I cannot remember whether there's a minimum pit stop time. I know that's a thing that you can set. If there is, I believe it's something like 25 seconds. So, not worth it to change tyres, but still, like, effectively getting free damage repair, I guess. Which is good to keep people in the race if something like that unfortunate lag kill happens, or you get hit by a spearing Ferrari that's been on some grass. Whereas hopefully there's going to be no hits in this battle, as Owen Goldsmith is right up on the back of Aidan Chatburn here. And to be honest, this race so far has been really quite good.
It's been quite a hectic start to the race, and then a little bit of a crashy middle-ish bit to the race. Just need to see, and some tight racing with some cars actually being quite close to each other. And I've just noticed is that James White has actually dropped quite a lot of time to Connor, and is now 2 seconds back, with now Marley being brought back into the mix for second place, as we still see James White having a bit of a lag issue.
Well, reading the stewards channel, James White, car 21, has been told to pit due to his lag,
and here they
as
come.
it's been deemed unraceable, which frankly, yes, to be honest, it was. I mean, it does mean Conor McCullough's got a bit of an easier time up front, but unfortunately, if your lag's not raceable, it's down to you to try and sort that out. And if you can't sort it out, then frankly you can't race if you're a danger to other drivers on track.
I mean, potentially their lag has already caused one incident with Anna.
Yeah, exactly that.
So
whether he's going to come out of the pits unlaggy or not, I don't know. How would you diagnose and fix a lag problem in 25 seconds of a pit stop?
Not a clue. It's
No.
not like I can't remember the driver, but in the first virtual Le Mans race, there was that driver who had an issue with their rig, and there's rig swaps.
Yep. I do in fact remember that one. Well, Owen Goldsmith has got going out the pits, and James White has not. Obviously, Owen Goldsmith coming in after James White, so that basically as good as confirmation that James White is not going to be taking further part in this race. Even more confirmed by the fact that he's just left the server.
Yeah. Possibly a router restart, as we see Marley Watts coming into the pits for their pit stop, releasing Jimmy Lin, into second place with Joan Turner following suit, and Aidan Chatburn.
Yep, seems to be a popular time to get into the pits, and I've just noticed that Charlotte's off-roading. Now, we know that's not optimal, but how has that happened? Ooh. Where is that?
That's the second chicane.
Yeah.
That was a large bump off the apex sausage there.
Yeah, far too much inside curb. Oh. He's also decided to leave. Cool.
Oh, interesting.
Didn't think it was that bad, but sure,
Yeah,
didn't hit anything.
I don't think it would have broken the car at all.
But
really.
Whatever.
We move.
Allowed to leave. Not against the rules.
Molly Watts has completed his stop along with Aidan Chatburn and Jonan Turner.
Yep, see
So
when Marley comes out.
It'd be interesting to see if Jimmy Lynn gains any time on Marley as we are halfway through the race. With Jimmy Lynn doing an overcut strategy here.
Yep, Marley's come out well ahead of Callum Porter. So that has stayed roughly the same.
And the stop and go 30 for Jonan Turner, which I would imagine is speeding in the pit lane.
Big speeding is what that is.
Yeah. And our race leader's now in the pits.
Yeah.
And I think Jimmy Lynn also.
You don't get a stop go 30 without it being quite egregious.
Yeah. As we now look at the battle between Ed Haskell and Danila Astrakantsev.
Good work.
I think I got it. As Danila is actually ahead of Ed. Just our timing tower is not updated yet, but it will as they cross the line.
Look at that.
Cav Bud taking the lead of the race. The timing tower will be updated once he crosses the next sector line.
I mean,
but there he is.
There is something to be said that if there was a major server issue and we had to red flag the race, right, and points could be taken from it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying who's in first place right now.
Are you saying it's conspiracy?
B12 Vantage W if someone shoots the server. But our server is located in Germany, where firearms are very well restricted. So, you know, we've not got much risk of that unless a Swiss person goes rogue.
Anywho,
here's an Aussie going rogue.
Finish, right? Here's an Aussie taking over a Jag while in a Lambo, getting very close, or had the overlap actually on Penny. As they got a bit too deep. It's done one.
I'm surprised that 15 postcodes too deep.
I'm surprised that Lamborghini didn't get absolutely shot over the sausage curves, but we move.
Just about got it stopped, but Owen Goldsmith also still right on the back of Aidan Chatburn. Is Shah going for an overtake on Jonan Turner, one that will have happened eventually anyway with that stop go 30, but still trying to get it done on track, and Jonan still defending as heavily as possible. To be honest, that's
fair enough.
Normally you wouldn't expect it, but I do.
I still fighting for position.
I do kind of expect it, yeah.
As it's quite forming the train actually. As Joel Penny gets very wide, well, very squealy on the coming into the apex of Aquaman and Are there. As Jonan still taking his normal racing line, and it's all getting a bit stacked up there. And Aidan Larson having to bail out of the left-hander there and just go wide a little bit.
More stacking up issues at the chicane, of which
Jonan Turner got a squeeze-ish shot on the apex, a little contact there, but still carrying on. Not going to serve their penalty yet. As we cross the line now, does Jonan Turner have the engine power in that Porsche to have a little look down the inside, maybe the outside.
I might know what we see, and I don't like it.
Oh, there's a little touch there, and oh, Jonan loses the car and spins off into the gravel. That's the shame.
Do have to say that wasn't entirely unexpected. Somehow.
Some way. Anyways, all this battling's brought Josh Perrott into the fight, and it's just Aiden Larson just sending a send of a dive in on Penny.
He sent a send.
He sent a send.
Great news, everyone.
Well, the Aussie driver clearly bringing out his inner Daniel Ricciardo there, licking the stamp and sending it. How they get that in? Oh, and Jonas when it's spun once again.
Why? Dunno. That's minus 15 seconds. He's just sort of there, chilling.
Just in general, spun round and eventually get himself facing the right way. Must have some pretty warm and high pressure tyres as they not spinning off, but lose a bit of control for Ratcliffe Molinari as we join this battle once again for 9th position. It's just trying to run away a little bit from Aiden Larson, but Aiden Larson looking pretty speedy. I know it was only compared to Penny and the Jag, but that Lamborghini's got some pace.
See what Josh can do behind Penny. Well, see what Josh can do ahead of Penny, actually. Correction. That Jag appears to have nothing in a straight line. Literally nothing. I think a tractor could beat it.
Speaking of, well,
Penny clearly isn't late to the combine harvest at this point in time.
I'll tell you what, Josh was struggling a little bit on the exit that last corner there, and Penny almost got alongside, but the engine power of the Jag's just no match for the Audi of Josh Perrott. As we jump ahead to Aiden Larson, trying to have a look down the outside of Ish. Wasn't quite enough room there. Maybe he has to back out a little bit, and is actually sending it on Ish into this corner. What a move!
Fair enough.
If you're gonna force it, then yeah, just absolutely force the overtake, I guess. Truly bringing out the Daniel Ricciardo inside of himself.
I mean,
as the Australian he is.
If you can get alongside somewhere that's not normal, then go for it. People like to say, oh, you can't overtake here. You can overtake anywhere. Speaking of overtake, Anna Foster got past Callum Porter inside of the final corner. Bosh, done.
Solid move.
And then presumably good run through here, but we'll jump back to live as soon as this replay's done, because I think they're still side by side. Not quite anymore.
Not quite.
Let's go back to another 15-second replay. See what happens.
See what happens.
So coming down into turn number 2, Tamburello chicane. Bit of contact there, bit of contact there. So
sends Anna off. Yeah.
Looks like 2 bits of contact mid-corner. To just sort of, and the result was Anna being potted to some gravel.
Indeed. Wonder if Anna can. Well, I'd imagine Anna can re-catch and re-overtake potentially to try and get a top 5 finish. Try and salvage something after being turned around by the lagging of James White.
She'll get the top 5, by the way, because Cav Bud hasn't pit yet. And while it would be nice for him to cross the line first, he will get a large penalty that stops that from happening. So he's going to need to pit at some point. Wink wink, nudge nudge, go in.
Yeah, I mean he's got a, I don't know how much second advantage because he's in the next sector, so the timing tower won't tell us.
He's 43 seconds over Conor McCullough, which is much less than a pit stop. Because this is a surprisingly long pit lane.
Yeah.
Whoops.
as
Battling.
I've just noticed. Yeah.
Audi on Audi crime. Getting that slipstream.
Well, they're two pretty fast cars. We've got Cam Gold in the background as well, as here we go. Josh Perrott going around the outside of Ishar. Late braking into the corner, taking the outside. Now the inside for the next right-hander. Ishar is still there. Hold your line. And just had to back out there. Just didn't have quite a good angle through that next left-hander to hold it down the inside. As Josh Perrott making up another move into the top 10.
Yep, well executed. I feel like Josh maybe would have wanted to close the door slightly earlier than he was able to. But still got that move done in the end.
Surprised Cam Gold yet hasn't overtaken Penny, but we look ahead to Anna trying to re-overtake Porter. As Porter left the room there.
Space
for Anna
left,
to
fair
be on the
enough.
inside. Yeah, it's fair racing.
I mean, they were alongside each other, so they both had to leave room for each other, and that happened. Anna now in front. Callum maybe could have looked for a cheeky dive bomb if he was confident on the brakes, but not to be so, and Anna is now ahead. So how is that Ferrari straight line speed against McLaren? I don't think it's going to matter with the exits they both got, because Anna got a much superior exit to Callum and now going to run away. I would say trying to chase down Jimmy Lin, but there's 10.5 seconds between them in 4 minutes. Not so sure that's going to happen.
Like we had early on in the race, Conor McCullough was in the lead, had about 2-second gap, and then got chased down by White to about a couple tenths. And it seems like the same thing's happened again. Marley Watson now 7 tenths behind Conor, getting very, very close and a bit. Well, let's see if Marley can shape up a move on Conor to try and take a provisional lead
Before
here.
that,
As we
had
go
an
back
incident.
little bit of contact between Cam Gold and Penelope Dobbins there.
Going to be more for the stewards to deal with, and as soon as I go to a replay, of course things start happening. Side by side, out of the chicane. Marley Watts on the inside of Conor McCullough, so should have the advantage coming into the double left-hander at the end of the lap, and does so, closes the door so that he's not able to try and re-overtake at the last corner. But who has got the grunt out of the straight? This one is much closer than the Foster-Porter battle was out of that last corner. Remember this one, this is for the net race lead as Cav hasn't pit yet.
And as Marley Watts has definitely held on to this lead of all, not the best of turn 2 and 3 corners there. It's kind of caught up quite a fair bit in car length. And not going to have a look down the inside for the next chicane. Going to bide his time. Maybe wait for Marley to make a mistake. And hoping and maybe hoping and praying. But I'm sure Conor definitely has a skill level to try and compose himself and maybe even re-overtake Marley.
Well, he's not going to have too long to compose himself because there's only 2 minutes 10 left in the race, and by my calculations that's going to make the last lap the final lap of the race.
If Cav pits, which Cav hasn't pitted.
Well, he needs to.
He definitely needs to.
He's got to go into the pits this time around. That is...
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, he's going to extend the race by 1 lap then, because he's going to cross the line before going into his pit box. In theory.
Interesting strategy.
Depends where his pit box is, actually. Because you can see Jonan stopped on the map.
Yeah. This is like Michael Schumacher Silverstone-esque, where Schumacher had a time penalty and he went into the pit lane on the final lap, served his 5-second penalty.
Yeah. Well,
or whatever he had. And
either way, these two drivers have crossed the line for either the final or second to final time, depending on where the 53's pit box is. So, I guess we'll see what happens.
Yeah, this is a. Yeah, I think this is a first for us. Definitely the BUSR first for me to see this occurring.
This isn't normal. Oh no! Look at the bottom of the screen.
I have noticed that Joe Share did join the server. Bit late, but you know.
Sprint round, race 2.
Yeah.
Easy. Last to first challenge. Let's go.
Here
Anyway,
we go.
let's watch as Cav Bud. Is he going to peel into the pits? He absolutely will peel into the pits.
Oh, there's 69's gone round.
Oh well.
Of Danilo. Just out of the final chicane.
Cav Bud into the pits.
Where is his pit box? Where is it? As the 776 and 911 have exited the final chicane. Cav
is crossing the line.
He's crossed the line.
He crossed the line just too late. He's finished with
the race
with the 100-second penalty or 130. I can't even see. But that means that with a slight miscalculation, Marley Watts is going to cross the line to take a victory. Yep, just about. He celebrated a little bit too early, I've got to admit. Only
8,000s. 800, sorry.
Yeah. only 800s in it in the end, but Marley Watts does take the victory in race number 1 here at Imola. Connor McCullough getting the 2nd place, Wilshire was 3rd, and Jimmy Lynn, who is apparently already got back to the pit lane
very quickly.
In 4th place.
Well, Anna Foster.
No, 3rd, sorry.
3rd, yeah. Round out the podium.
Yeah. Anna Foster is going to make her way up to 4th, and Callum Porter will be 5th. That penalty is effectively going to put Cav out the back of the lap.
Yes. So down in 13th?
Yeah. Quite a way away.
Got beaten by a Jag.
He did indeed, and
as we are.
Jonan Turner's come out just to make the race slightly longer. Still got to stop go 30.
Parade lap, if you will.
Yeah. So, for race 2, let's go back to our faces as we discuss the results of this race. Nothing else has been put on the table.
Well, I couldn't really think about putting anything else on the table, to be honest. Maybe some golf balls. No, I don't know.
I know she's also got a bin back there.
I do.
Very nice.
Yeah, you kind of need that in a house.
Yeah.
Helps get rid of the trash, like me.
Go on, get in. No, don't do that.
No.
Bit too tall to get in that. Yeah, it looks like
definitely.
looks like quite a nice kitchen. Are those the cupboards that you push in and then it opens up?
No, those are just pull. Yeah, you just put them, but they're soft clothes.
Where's the handle?
It's like a groove thing. So
I see.
So it's for like the groove inside pull.
Yeah.
And clothes.
I do see the soft clothes. That's good.
Yes, very good.
I do like a soft close. Whenever I go to IKEA, you got to try out all the shelves and stuff, right?
Yeah, of course. But you definitely need to get a Stig. I should really get a Stig.
You don't need a Stig. This, I'm gonna be honest, it's like a little. It looks like a little garden chair or bar stool or something. Like I don't want one.
But anyways, this isn't a broadcast for House Talk. Broadcast for sim racing.
Yeah. Shall we?
So yeah, round one, Cav making
Should we
not round one,
grab
race one.
Cav? Should we steal
Yeah,
him?
let's steal Cav to see his
Where has he
thoughts
got?
on he's in the top live channel.
He is.
Let's kidnap him.
I will.
Okay.
And we have stolen him now. Cav, between race 1 and race 2, I saw what you were trying to do. Didn't quite work, did it?
So, I can tell you exactly what I was trying to do. So, when I was looking at it, I thought I made a change to my setup just before quali. I was like, okay, I've made this change to the setup. I need to see if it can last half an hour because I wanted to think about race 2. And as I was going further and further, I thought, where's my pit box relative to the start-finish line? And the answer is it was after it. Because if it was before it, I would have gotten away with that. But who cares? I managed to cross the line first at the BUSR ACC race. Not many people could say that.
Technically still true, and did it in a V12 Vantage.
Yeah, V12 Vantage crossed the line in first.
What are we looking forward to in the second race, starting from 11th?
So, yeah, it looks like we've lost a couple of people. I'm just hoping that I don't get closed over on like I did in race 1.
Yeah.
Because that was what really messed me up last time was how I ended up having. I think it's because I don't actually know. I know that I got the car on the left call for Cam. I'm pretty sure I got the car on the right call as well. But either way, the moment that I saw they were closing on me, I backed out as much as I could. And that helped me because I managed to get 7 seconds of damage because I had a Bavarian insignia planted very well into my posterior. So I think my goal for this one is just going to be... I know I've got the pace now. I'll probably split it something like 25-20 because I felt the tyre started to drop off in those final 5 minutes. But Tohack running TC1... I'm not on TC2. I was running TC1 all of the last race. There we are. Yeah, should be fine.
Cool. I will unkidnap you back up to where we lounged to, or pub 2, don't care.
Pub 2. Enjoy the rest of the race, you guys. Thanks for the commentary.
No worries.
See you later.
Thanks for the insight into that first race with that interesting strategy call.
Yep, I mean, it nearly worked. His pit box was actually really close to the line.
Yeah, because if it was before, he definitely, like he said, I didn't think about that actually. With it being before, he would serve his pit stop and then just cross the line to finish the race.
Yeah, it was a good try.
But with it being after and the timer ran out, he crossed the line as the time was run out. So
yeah,
very unfortunate turn of events.
So,
but we have lost a driver in Marley Watts.
No, we haven't.
Our race winner. Oh, why is he in 8th?
As I say, this was the qualifying result, surely.
Oh,
but
yeah,
he won from 8th. I didn't even realise that. Considering
Anna Foster got taken out by a lagging James White. White got kicked out of the race for his internet. Ish and Goldsmith and Perrott all fighting each other. Jimmy Lynn as well.
Yeah,
and Porter was somewhere. And then Conor McCullough just didn't have the canoes to keep the race win.
And now we have a last first challenge.
Yeah, so we have Joe Scher, our I don't know what he is. He's a championship leader.
Resident alien at this point.
Resident Hertfordshire, big up Hertfordshire alien.
Oh, get out.
Got to support your own alumni uni, like you were probably trying to support on Cav there, as he's a Royal Holloway alumni.
Yep, I mean, it'd be nice if we had a few more as well, but they've all moved on to other things. But let's see whether Anna Foster can challenge into turn 1 this time around. We've basically always seen it in the BUSR that whoever's been on pole has just not been challenged into turn 1.
like last race, you said that Anna Foster was a little bit ahead of Connor, and it seems like the same thing again as we're coming up to the start-finish line with Penny flashing her lights, and we are eventually waiting. Green for race 2 of our sprint round at Imola in the BUSR Summer season, and it's all kicking off at the back there. Oh my goodness, Joe Scher. Oh, and Conor McCullough has lost it into turn 1 with Anna Foster going straight on as well. It's all kicking off in this race. As we have Jimmy Lynn, who's now taken the lead from absolutely nowhere. Someone's got a meatball flag somehow. I'd imagine they haven't got their lights on, maybe? Hard to tell who it is.
It would be impressive if you got a meatball via damage this early on.
Yeah.
Joe Scher's made it up to 15th and battling.
I didn't realise Conor McCullough was going for first to last to first challenge.
Yeah. We'll see how that works out with probably with extra damage involved as well.
Owen Goldsmith's another big loser in this whole incident through the first chicane, I guess, going from about a top 6 start, now in second to last, as Joe Scher is trying to send all the moves on Penny Dobbins.
That's bold. And he is now being challenged. Or
by the Ferrari behind. Yeah. Oh.
Would be if Danilo backed himself. But I've got to have some self-confidence in the move. He had the run. Would have been able to get alongside there.
You can fight these top alien drivers sometimes.
As Anna Foster makes her way past Aidan Larson to try and claw back some positions, and Jimmy Lynn leading the first lap and has in fact got a 1.4 second gap over Callum Porter. So he's going to be looking to just extend that gap out to the front and make it much less exciting than the first race. Whereas Jonan Turner is up into third. Hello. Oh god. Oh god.
Oh no. That is not what you want to see. Marley Watts, our race winner from race 1, being turned around, coming out.
It's fair to say he's not winning race 2.
He's parked it up actually on just off the track, and he's going to get going again. I think he's turned off the TC maybe, just for a bit of fun. I guess I don't know.
Callum Porter went wide. I don't know whether that incident was on rejoin or whether it was just after it, but either way they made some contact, Turner and Porter, and well, the outcome was obvious. Jonan Turner taking that position and Callum Porter now being shoved down to 4th. I have a feeling that may have been on rejoin. Callum Porter was kind of expecting some space, and Jonan Turner not giving any. You don't need to on rejoin. It is on the car rejoining the track to rejoin safely.
Unless Jonan Turner just sent it quite deep into that corner, pushing Porter off the track, which then left Porter to then rejoin just into Jonan Turner. As we have a look back for this fight for 12th position, with Cav Bud having a look to the left in that V12. That's probably only in 4th gear at this point, maybe not even 5th, and actually screaming past the Ferrari of Danila Astrakantsev. Here going into turn 1, and Penny's also trying to have a little look down the inside for the 3rd corner on Danila, as he's losing all the positions, and now he's just off into the gravel almost, not having a good time.
I feel like Danilo went defensive and then accidentally braked 50 metres too early, to be honest, but either way, Cav got through, then Penny got through basically immediately, and now Cav 11, Penny 12, Danilo 13th, and Conor McCullough, by the way, has served his pit stop.
As is Aidan Larson and Marley Watts.
Basically the best idea to do the early pit stop, get some clean air, hopefully churn out fastest lap after fastest lap, and try and catch this man, who has now got a 3.3 second lead over Jonan Turner, who is himself still being challenged and hassled by Josh Perrett.
Josh Perrett's certainly not a rookie driver to the BUSR, as he's almost into the rear end of Jonan Turner there. Don't know if Jonan braked a bit too much or not, but it's certainly forced Josh to lose quite a bit of time there, as Porter now trying to run in the tyre tracks of Josh. Maybe just trying to get closer and closer. Maybe shape up another move into the second chicane.
Anna Foster's dived into the pits, seeing the battle ahead and going, nah. Oh, actually, she dived into the pits and left.
Yeah,
I thought it was going to be I thought it was going to be a tactical manoeuvre to try and get some clean air and, you know, whatever, but no, she just left. Anyway, Callum Porter, Josh Perrett, going at each other side by side. Callum Porter still not being left room to rejoin, but getting back on the track this time anyway.
He's going to have bad memories here, being on the outside of this corner. Now she shoots to the inside, hoping that some sort of under move was
flashy.
on there. Yeah, a bit of flashing on to Josh, getting very close and very tight to that back end of that Audi. And almost running into the back of the Audi on the exit there, as they try and take a lot of speed over the exit sausage curbs. But this is a corner where you don't want to do that, and almost went over those sausage curbs right there.
Yeah, it's fair to say, don't run the sausage. It's not the fastest way around the track. Fastest way around the track is to be a passenger in car number 1. So let's do that. Right on board with Joe Scher as Ishar just gets out the way.
Getting out of the way and pitting for their mandatory pit stop, as we have only had 7 minutes in this race so far.
Oh god.
A lot has happened in not a lot of time, as we have some clean apex touching there from Joe Scher, clean exit curb. It's just like he's almost professional, really.
Oh wait.
Crazy to me, as he's got that nice big rocket logo on the front there, nicely positioned for the camera to see.
There's no logo anywhere to say that he's affiliated with a professional sim racing team, is there?
And just see how he just takes every corner with full confidence in this car, knowing it's going to stick, knowing it's not going to bounce around and bounce away from him, and just getting all the speed on the exit that he can get.
Which I've got to say, Joe Scher basically he's effectively had a rise through BUSR. Remember when he first started, he was still quite good. Obviously, you need to have some sort of innate talent to become alien. But he started put upper midfield, I reckon, and just kept working at it, kept getting quicker, until eventually he's like really not far off Angus.
Yeah,
and he's just set the fastest lap of the race, which that's basically a qualifying time, my guy.
Yeah, it's a lot quicker than me, that's for certain, and with my quality pace. So I can barely reach probably the 42s, or like low 42s at least. As Joe Scher just doing what he does best, really. Driving this Ferrari very quick around Imola. Which Joe Scher used to be a Honda main, now with the Ferrari. Not too long ago added to ACC. I think quite a lot of people, quite a fair share of people have taken to this new Ferrari GT3 car. and are
Yeah.
quite enjoying themselves.
I mean, ooh,
A mistake. That was a bit
what were we
too
just
much.
saying?
Yeah, a bit too much sausage curve in there.
We're saying he sends the car in knowing it's going to stick, and then it doesn't.
Well, it did stick. It just got hit off the track by the sausage curve.
So, if the opposite of what we say happens, there won't be 500 quid underneath my pillow tonight. There you go. And I'll send you 10 quid for a free bet if there is.
Oh, thank you very much. I really appreciate that.
Anyway, Josh
I'll
Perez.
Probably use it all up in one bet.
Josh Perez got past Joan and Turner. Somehow that was easy. I don't quite know why. Joan and what? Simulating engine failure or something? I don't know.
Maybe he just lifted off and let Josh through.
Okay.
No idea.
Either way, it's just a reshuffle in the dominance of the J names up in the front three. Pretty much soon to be front four.
Or who would have thought that? Jimmy, Josh, Joan, and Joe potentially leading this race.
That proves that J names are actually faster than every other name. The only A that I see there is 12th, so
that puts me out the question then, doesn't it?
yeah, sorry about that. I am the GOAT.
Well, if you were in this race, would you be 5th right now? Or would
No.
you be 1st? Or would you be retired?
Give me some time to practice ACC, I could probably be. Yeah, I'd back myself to run maybe 6th if I had time to actually practice and race ACC and was enjoying it. It's just ever since the handling updates came out, just been I have stunned Stig 991 to silence with my comments.
Sorry, I was looking at some of the chats and seeing what people were saying.
Quite a lot of apologies.
Yeah.
Sorry I hit you. Sorry about my leg. Sorry the curb popped me up.
Yeah. It's Marley saying sorry to Cav for curb and the car hopped and understeered when he
Whoa.
Yeah, got pushed off.
Overtake. Bit of contact. Bit of side by side. They still side by side? Yep, just about.
Yeah, just about.
Joe
Joe, we're gonna have
got it on the brakes, surely.
Surely.
He's the most confident man in the world under those brakes, but still got to leave some room, just about getting it through before the final corner, and he's got the opportunity to run away and run after a podium place.
Let's see if Porter has any sort of a fight back here. Going into the first chicane, not quite there, to be honest with you. He's going to have a little look, maybe try and scare Joe into making a mistake, but no. Joe being as good as he is.
You will not have the fight.
As we cut back to Cav here, our strategist for last race, trying to pull a fast one on the whole rest of the field. Not quite working out for him. Trying to find his way around Ed Haskell here
who we haven't seen quite a lot of at all this evening, apart from being in an incident with Danila Ashrakantsev. But Cav making quite a substantial mistake there.
You just drive off the track.
I think proper drove off the track. Like very like Lewis Hamilton-esque when in 2021.
Joe. Joe.
That's well, I will put that onto commentator's curse then. I'm going to assume he has a big hop trying to rejoin.
Once this this replay stops, then we'll get another one, which hopefully I've timed perfectly to actually find out what's happened here.
So go down into Aqua Milanare, right-hander over the sausage curb, just completely loses the rear, and off the track you go.
Bro is just proving your comment wrong of he'll send it in and know it sticks.
Like I said, commentator's curse. Oh dear. As we now have
Shall I
Shall I
join the BUSR Fantasy Premier League team despite knowing nothing?
Absolutely. Should we do some live fantasy pickings, I guess?
Live picks?
Live picks? I mean, I was thinking of doing a fantasy draft, but yeah. I was going to say, the race isn't that boring yet. Still got loads to commentate over. As we have go down the inside of Goldsmith. Goldsmith not putting much up, putting much of a fight up. That's the words that I tried to get out of my mouth.
Oh god, I've got to select a favourite club.
Chelsea.
Luton.
All the way. Yes, the newly promoted Luton.
Yes, general
Biggest
PL fan.
As we have Danila Ashrakantsev off at the corner where he went onto the grass in the braking zone, and he does the exact same thing, literally copy and paste your dissertation right there.
Yeah, I mean,
as these university students are probably doing, which they shouldn't.
I'm going to be honest, Turnitin has found a 100% corroboration rate, or whatever it may be called, and
similarity.
Yeah, you're done.
You're done. You're banned from university. See you never. Right. Cav, looking left, looking right, staying right, going round the outside of Ed Haskell, losing the rear end. This car is not quite sticking to the track as Cav would like it, and now it's going to be under pressure from penalty drop-ins. Does that Jag have the power? Not quite. That's a huge hop from the Aston Martin, and it scares Penny into a spin, or half spin almost. Well held.
I mean,
by that Jag driver.
At Tamburello, Cav was trying to go around the outside and of Ed Haskell, then he just tried to go around. Didn't end up going around. Somehow Jonan's got past Josh again. I didn't see that one, got to admit. And Jimmy Lynn's now got a 14-second lead.
Huge. Jimmy Lynn literally running away. Literally running away with it. It's all more or less down to where Conor McCullough was come out. Actually, no, wait, how long? Well, technically the lead driver who's pit is Goldsmith, but never mind. Josh might be that driver who sits out in front of all the cars that have stopped, as we have.
You do be sleeping on Aiden Larson right now, who is actually the lead driver who's pitted.
Sorry, my mistakes, as a timing tower has fooled me once again as they come across the sector lines. Apparently.
My account already exists. I already have a Premier League.
I think I remember you having one at some point.
I don't.
Oh.
I've sent a password reset, so I don't know how long ago this is. I made it. Could be any password within the last 10 years.
I can't wait for you to try and use a password and it just says you can't use the same one that you had before.
Yeah. We're unable to load the requested page at this time.
That's quite unfortunate.
Thank you. Let's have a look, see if Cavbud can successfully get past Ed Haskell.
Well, he's not in the part of the track where he's spun yet.
So, what? Sign in.
What's my password?
It's not letting me sign in!
Oh, come on, Cav. Let's see a move on Ed Haskell, potentially into the penultimate corner here.
He's unironically not letting me sign in.
Does that V12 have the grunt? No. Absolutely does not. But maybe he can have another go into the first chicane if he gets a good enough run out of the final corner. Which, with the Aston Martin speed and power, he will not really be anywhere close. As we have a couple, quite a few pitters now. Jimmy Lin, Jonan Turner, and Cam Gold all now in, as Jimmy Lin is back up and running. He's pitted from the lead. Where will he come out when all the pit stop cycles are over? Jonan Turner's now away. Just waiting on Cam Gold now.
Let's find
the
out
active drivers driving in this race, and he is now off and running. Jimmy Lin now out.
Coming out well clear of Josh Perrett. Pretty much as expected there. You're ahead before the pit stops. You expect to be ahead after.
Yeah. I'm assuming a tyre change and splash and a dash to the end, as that's an all from Jason.
I need to add 15 players.
Yes.
It's not rugby.
Because you get substitutes.
Oh,
just in case someone doesn't play or you don't want someone to play that week.
Now,
or if we just score points for you or whatever.
I'm going to assume.
Yeah.
Defenders tend to accrue less points because of less, trackable stats that are very good.
They get clean sheets, which are 4 points. And if your midfielders and strikers aren't scoring or getting assists, then those clean sheets can build up.
But they will be
because
I chose them.
Wait, what?
They will be getting goals and assists because I chose them.
Ah.
Oh, damn it. Let's watch that.
We missed out on the Joe Shares sending a dive on Callum Porter.
And there it was. At Tosa.
There it was. There it goes.
Yep. Bean, it's gone. Now let's watch Josh Perrett and Jonan Turner. Basically the battle that's been going on for the entire race.
Yeah.
They're overtaking Cavbud in the pits, who this time has
done a sensible strategy option.
Yeah.
Not trying to win it on the final lap by pitting very, very late.
So let's start this line out from the front.
So you're going to want Erling Haaland, obviously.
Yes.
Harry Kane might move clubs, which I don't have Harry Kane, so I don't care. To be honest with you, a little inside strategy with Stig 991 here. There's not many good strikers nowadays. It's more the midfield that are actually players like wings on the wings, like for example, Mohamed Salah, who's down as a midfielder, but more plays as a right wing player.
Sick.
So he's definitely someone to look out for.
So
and
free advice from you: get Salah. Done.
Because he's in the midfield as well. It means that when he scores a goal, he scores 1 point extra than strikers.
Wow.
So yeah. But then defenders are also quite important because then defenders score 1 point extra than midfielders, 2 points extra than strikers. So you want
defenders
ideally
also very cheap, but looks.
Yes, of course. Ideally, you want defenders who have attacking goal threat, that play for teams who get clean sheets.
Botman.
Or getting assists a lot.
Because he's a bot and a man.
Sure.
I also know that he's Dutch.
Well, there you go.
Oh, that means I can have Van Dijk as well.
Yeah, very expensive, but yeah.
Only 6 mil.
For a defender, it's quite a lot.
Don't care.
Definitely people in like the 5 and the 4.5 region are where you're looking to have, to be honest with you. I've done the cheeky thing of getting Declan Rice before he signed for Arsenal, so I now have 4 players who are playing for Arsenal in my team.
Is that normally not allowed?
You can only have 3 players from each team. So I have 4. Which is very, very, very cheeky of me to do. And Arsenal have Nottingham Forest in their first game. Very funny.
I cannot wait for them to lose.
I mean, they're at home. I hope they don't. I mean,
Well,
if Man City lost to Burnley in their first game, it's an away game as well. And it's the first game of the season.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Well, I know from some of my choices, clearly I am not going to put any Chelsea players in because that's just relegating myself to the midfield.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't get in any for the first week as we have Liverpool at home. Liverpool, obviously, strong-ish team.
Right. Goalkeeper.
Goalkeeper, once again, you want someone who makes a lot of saves. For every 3 saves they make, they get a point. And if they get a clean sheet, that's 4 points.
If I need someone who makes a lot of saves, so can't have a team with the best defence.
I mean, they'll still get clean sheet points.
I know, but it's like,
Someone who plays for like Newcastle or Aston Villa or Brentford.
I was just thinking Aston Villa.
Considering he is the goalkeeper who won the World Cup.
I have bought 5 players and I've spent nearly half my money.
Oh,
this is going well.
That's not going well. At this point, you might as well do a set and forget team.
That's what I'm doing anyway.
Oh, well. So just, right, well, if you're going to do that, I would suggest, what do I normally do? I get 2 very cheap defenders, like the cheapest I can find, and 1 extremely cheap forward striker, and then you just play a 3-5-2 for the whole season, as we see Joan and Turner pushing Josh Perrott off the track there, which allows Aiden
Let's just
Lawson
watch
through.
it again.
Yeah, let's just watch it again. So we have Josh Perrott diving down the outside of Jonas Turner. Jonas Turner just going a bit too deep and pushing Josh off the track, which just allows Aiden to swoop on through and take 4th, I presume? Yes.
Which might become 3rd, depending on
Where
how far
Porter comes
Callum
out.
Porter is away.
Yeah. And
Joe.
Jimmy Lin.
Joe.
Oh, I've really caused the commentator's curse on Joe, haven't I? Because he's had a absolute horrid time there. Oh, the sausage just kicks him up in the air. That's some heavy right front damage there. that car is not going to be very happy
Max
under
cost
braking.
4.
Have you what? Sorry.
I said max cost 4.
Joe Share almost running into the back of Jonah there. He's actually going to try and have a little look-key into Aquaminari. Not really. Ish is actually the most aggressive driver out of this lot. Looking at all different angles as Joe Share is squabbling for traction. Couldn't quite find it as Aiden Larson sticking in lead package group. And Joe once again hitting the curb and just going into the wall and has stopped on track and has given up.
Done.
He is done with this race. He cannot handle these sausage curves. I knew he had like 0 to little practice, but he is proper given up.
I mean, he had
Thanks
so
for
little
coming.
practice that he didn't even realise there was a race 2.
Exactly, as we saw in the chats.
He wasn't going to make the start of race 1, so he just went because, I don't know, unloading stuff from a car or something. Probably moved.
Yeah, he's moved out of his university accommodation at Hatfield of University of Hertfordshire.
He's back in his posh house.
He very much is so, yes. As Penelope
rural
Dobbins
Kent
has made an overtake in that Jag on the BMW of Ed Haskell. Amazing stuff here. We should get... This is breaking news.
Yeah, but watch the straightlinespeed.com.
Yeah. Absolutely nil for that Jag. And is Cav going to make a move on Penny into the first chicane? It's almost 3 wide as those 2 cars in the back are just banging doors.
That Jag is so bad on the straights that she entered the straight in P10 and she left it in P12.
It happens.
It does happen. What else happens?
hang on.
Ish battling.
What's happened here? Ish has lost a lot of time to where they were fighting. Because they were with Joe and Joe left, but Joe was fighting with Josh Perrott and Jonan Turner after his spin at the second chicane. What has happened to Ish? He's lost 8. He's lost like 10 seconds plus.
But anyway, ish.com for some defenders.
I can recommend Dunk and Gabrielle.
Dunk.
If anyone has any better suggestions, make sure to put them in the chat.
Gonna be honest with you, both of my suggestions are out of the budget range that I've set.
Oh, here we go. Very close on the X there, Goldsmith. Oh my goodness,
Don't
using
go
all the
there.
tracks. Using all the track. And Ish is spun in front of Owen, and Owen goes through unscathed. Ish is not having a good time. We didn't see what happened initially, but here we go. Here's a replay from the helicopter cam
so
here.
wide.
Just scared.
Oh, he just spun it.
He just dropped it completely. I didn't see him hit any sausage curve on the inside. They just completely dropped it by himself.
He didn't hit anything. He just spun.
No, he spun.
He's just spinala. That's all.
That's all.
He's just having a good time. Or not, I don't know.
Anyways, Conor McCullough
Anyway,
having to drive back through the field after the heading into turn 2 incident with Anna.
I am
Langsdale.
getting
Awesome.
Lamptey.
Okay.
And
Can't think of who that actually is. Actually,
who's got the funniest? Van Heck.
and heck.
There we go. Goalkeeper. Back to wish.com for me.
How many players do you need to get on what budget?
I don't know, I'm going to be honest, I'm just going to wish.com for the remaining backline people because I know I'm not going to be using them. I'm a smart man.
Oh, that was a bit of dust kicked up there.
Yo, Cam Gold and Jonan Turner together on track? No way.
No way.
That doesn't happen ever. That hasn't happened before.
In previous races at Brands Hatch and other races.
Oh, no way.
And
Jonan Turner
Jonah's
letting
just
through
letting through
Conor
Connor.
McCullough. Is Cam Gold going to let through Conor McCullough? Probably not, actually.
Probably not.
Oh,
There's
no.
a drive-through penalty for Aiden Larson. He was doing so well to get
I was
himself
in
up into...
second.
Yeah, well, net second, yeah.
Well, yeah.
Pretty much.
Actually, maybe net third still.
Maybe net third, but yeah, even still, that's devastating to have that happen with only 9 minutes to go in this second race. That's just terrible luck for him, as he's gonna lose. He's probably gonna drop maybe out of the top 10. Definitely out of the top 10 for sure. That's just proper killed his race now, as he was looking at a very good result here.
Yeah. But, unfortunate things do happen. And that was an unfortunate thing.
Yeah. So we are once again looking at Porsche of Jonan Turner. I just realised something.
Yeah.
With 2 Porsches, 2 Lambos, 2 Audis, 2 Ferraris still running, 2 Aston Martins, not of the same type, but 2 Aston Martins still. And then just...
Was it Noah's Ark?
Yeah, pretty much almost going 2 by 2. But not quite.
The 2 Aston Martins are of different types, so it's...
Well...
Basically, what if we got humans and Neanderthals?
Sure.
Yes, I am comparing the V12 Vantage to a Neanderthal compared to the V8. It's just true. Now, got 2 funny options for a backup goalkeeper after Aiden Larson attempts the overtake on Penelope Dobbins, makes a bit of contact, pushes Penny off, gets the position, but not cleanly. I think it's not unfair to say.
Yeah.
And if he keeps that position, then I'm sure there's going to be some work for me to do in the stewarding room tomorrow.
That's quite unfortunate.
Not that there already wasn't any work anyway, but I have 2 funny options for a backup goalkeeper. I can either go with Areola, because obviously, or I can go with Turner, because he's got the same last name as Jonan. It's funny. Anyway, Callum Porter's actually come out of the pits. In third, right behind Josh Perrett, right ahead of Cam Gold.
That's a solid drive there, considering how much he's been fighting Joe Scher. You get up in the background, Jordan Turner doing a bit of rallying.
Areola, because he might actually play.
Okay.
You're welcome.
I have no idea who it is. I wonder if Conor McCullough can make this move on Cam Gold to improve his top 5 finish to 4th. Let's he's gone a little bit wide there over the exit curb.
Not with those tracks limits, you're not, mate.
I wonder if Cam Gold can catch Callum Porter here, as his tyres are definitely fired up and in temperature range, as it's only 5:45 in the morning here at Imola. Track temp is pretty warm, and the ambient temperature as well, so maybe those tyres have come up to temperature. And as they are fresh, then they will be very much optimum pressure range as well, hopefully as well. With the change in temperature from the start of the race, if there was, which I didn't need to have a look at. But anyways, we move.
with only 5 minutes to go in the race, move is what these guys are going to be trying to do as soon as possible. I feel like Conor McCullough's in the most rush here, as he knows he's got the pace to be in front of all of the cars ahead of him. He's found himself behind in the first to last to first challenge. He's not going to get back to first because Jimmy Lynn's got 32-second lead.
He's definitely going to have he's going to try and have a go, isn't he, to try and get a podium position, I guess. Off of Callum Porter.
Yeah.
But Cameron Gold is putting up a decent fight, as Connor cannot find his way round. With only a handful of laps to go.
Ooh, goodbye. That's a mistake from Cam Gold in the second to last corner. And it's going to just let Conor McCullough through. It's basically exactly what Conor would have wanted to happen, really.
But can he catch Callum Porter for third place? 1.4 seconds. Got a handful of laps to go, maybe 2, maybe 3. All depending on where Jimmy Lynn comes out. Jimmy Lynn's proper run away with this. I think it's like 20 plus 28
It's
seconds.
33.
33 seconds up the road from Josh Perrott. That is a substantial lead. Certainly
quite
not
the
something
number.
to. Certainly not something to look down upon. It's incredible amount of time ahead. Just how does he do it? Come back from all the way from Canada, not so long ago. As,
I'm back here from Canada. And he's got straight back into it.
straight back into the sim racing scene.
Well, I'm telling you, he's a good kid, that one.
No. Cam Gold just sending a bit too fast through that final chicane. Got a little bit over the slush curves, lost a lot of time to Connor there, which sort of kills any sort of fight he was putting up. But he's actually still in and around that. Ooh, bit wide there again. Don't think he's going to have the speed to have any sort of opportunity to the first chicane. As I think we should have about 2 laps to go.
Yep. Next time Jimmy Lynn crosses the line, it will be to start the final lap of the race, and I'm going to ask you some advice.
Okay.
Bossard or Bowen? Because I don't care, personally.
Is it Leonard Trossard?
Leandro, good try.
Oh, sorry, Leandro, sorry. Well,
Leonard.
it's 1 goal, 10 assists last season. In 20 matches, so he didn't play a lot of matches. And the other person?
Jared Bowen.
Okay, the leader is on the final lap now. Give it all you can.
And Jimmy Lynn has just
well-
crossed the line for the final lap of the race.
6 goals, 5 assists. Played every single match last season.
Oh, that determines it. No.
Well, he's playing for West Ham, who lost a couple key players during the transfer season. So I don't know if West Ham are going to be as good as they were last season, even though they won the Europa League.
I was going to say, he's European champions. Come on.
It was the European Conference League.
That's still a European
Oh.
Championship.
Yeah. I think it's amongst the farmers, though, realistically.
Yes.
Quite a lot of Dutch teams in it.
Yeah, farmers. There you go. Oh, it's cool.
Excellent. Glad you are doing
Now I
fantasy.
need to choose a slightly funny team name.
Yes. Maybe something to do with something Dutch or as you are a Dutch man.
Does the team name allow swear words? Asking for a friend.
No, not really, because my team name for this year was not allowed.
Oh.
Well, as we are speaking of team names, we are on the final lap. As Jimmy Lynn's just rounded the final corner, and he's coming through to start-finish straight, but we are still looking on at Callum Porter, trying to find some sort of move on Josh Perrott,
Finish the race.
going into the final chicane, and Jimmy Lynn has won this second race of this sprint round, at Imola. And Callum Porter's not had a very good exit out of that final chicane. Has lost a lot of time to Josh Perrott. Will Connor have a little look down the inside on him? Not quite. Nothing doing. Will we get a better exit though and try and chase him down to the start and finish line? No, doesn't seem like it. And here they come across the line. Second, third and fourth, Josh Perrott, Callum Porter and Connor McCullough, with Cam Gold a little bit just behind.
Yep, quite an exciting end, to be fair, to the second race, if I bothered to commentate on it. But to be fair, nothing really in the end happened.
Jimmy Lynn performing some lovely donuts.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Jimmy got to the front at turn 4, and then just didn't see anyone afterwards.
More or less, yeah.
He was in a free practice session at that point. Back to the cameras, you can see it's got darker. There's no natural light coming into your house anymore, and to be fair, there's barely any into mine.
I'm just got the lights on, so
yeah, I noticed. So do I. If I turned this light off, you wouldn't be able to see me. Basically, it would be that dark.
Well, same here.
Wow, no way. That's almost as if that's how light works.
Wow, crazy. Oh, now you're a lot brighter. As you've opened up something on your monitor. Which
Yes.
is very bright.
Discord.
Oh no! Why
Opera.
is Discord in light
Discord.
mode?
Opera. No, I don't have Discord in light mode. This is with Discord open.
It's
Yeah.
Opera.
Opera GX.
Wow. Not sponsored, by the way.
Other
Opera
browsers
GX,
are available.
Please sponsor us.
That'd be nice, actually, to be fair.
Or Chrome. Think of the money.
Even take Firefox. But speaking of sponsors, we already have some good sponsors, to be fair. Not really a sponsor, more of a partner, but wrong way. That way. Special Effect. Right. That's the main one. Right? And it will always be the main, because they do some very good work. You saw the video at the start of this broadcast. Well, between quali and the race. They do some very good work and deserve the support that they get. And speaking of deserving, let's speak to the deserving winner of race 2, Jimmy Lynn.
Hello.
With well, let's talk about race 1 to start with, because to be honest, I don't actually remember where you came in race 1.
I was I think I was P3 overall.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Race 1 was probably a bit more exciting than race 2 for you.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Well, to be fair, there wasn't too much. I had a little battle with Marley, but then I kind of fell off in terms of pace towards the end. And yeah, I mean, race 2 was a bit, yeah, as you said, a bit boring, but I'm happy. Finally got my like first win, I guess, in BUSR.
You guess you are
Yeah, yeah.
our race winner. Well done.
Thank
Yeah,
you, thank you.
I think it might have been a day of firsts, to be fair, because I'm not sure Marley's got one either.
Maybe in
That's,
iRacing.
well, no, but not in ACC.
Okay.
He does have one in iRacing. I know that.
Yeah.
But let's talk about the free practice session at the end there. What were your thoughts going into turn 2 as the
which
incident
race?
happened ahead?
Oh, the race 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The free practice session.
I was kind of shocked, to be honest, because I knew that if I kept up my consistency, I'd be able to at least contend for a win, because I knew Joe was still in the grid, so I wasn't like certain yet, but I still had to like maintain a pace, because I didn't think my race 1 pace was particularly great. But after seeing also Joe like lose it through a chicane later on, I was pretty. I just at that point I just knew I needed to like bring it home. At that point,
Joe lost it many times. As I think I caused the commentator's curse on him, to be honest.
yeah, it was unfortunate because even though I knew he lost it many times, but he was still like 8 seconds behind me after pitting. If it wasn't for that final one that completely destroyed him, I wasn't. I don't think I would have got this today. But yeah, I'm happy that I did end up winning, and unfortunate to like Joe and the others who were involved in the incident. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
no matter what happens, you will have that race 2 win all. So congratulations. What's your thoughts going into the final round next week at Kyalami?
Well, I don't know. I just hope my internet stays up, because I wasn't
Sick.
planning to race today because my internet wasn't here.
Wasn't
So,
here.
yeah, no, I didn't have internet for the whole day until
Ah.
qualifying started.
Oh,
So I didn't. I didn't know practice because I didn't think I was going to race today. But
Well, fair enough. Glad your internet arrived.
yeah.
Congratulations. We'll see you next week.
Thank you. Thank you.
that's it.
So let's go from winner to winner, calling in the man from Newcastle, Marley Watts, in race 1. It was very good. Let's not talk about race 2.
Yeah. Let's if look, race 2 didn't exist,
Yep.
even though you've just interviewed about race 2, race 1 is the only race, and that's where it's at. It's a great race, enjoyed it. Shout out all of my sponsors, all of my friends, Rick Coke, buy the merch, etc. Whatever. Right. Yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed it. Didn't expect to be that quick. My practice previous to the race consisted of a YouTube video and
Sick.
about 20 minutes of running. And then we got into it. It was just copying the person in front of me until I felt that I could overtake. So yeah, really good fun. Enjoyed it.
Yeah, so what did you do when you had no one in front of you to copy? You just
Panic.
good by then? Yeah.
I think it was the last 3 laps of the race was when I was in the lead, and it was just mistakes. I wasn't in the lead, but Cav unfortunately pitted 1 lap too late. But yeah, it was like I'm wheel spinning out of this turn and going deep through here and just praying to God that Connor doesn't come past on the outside.
Yeah, because you were quite speedy against Connor. Like Connor took the lead, well, at the start of the race, built a little gap, and then got chased down by White, and then he got asked to retire the car because of his internet issues.
Yes.
And then once that happened, once the pit stop cycle happened, Connor built another gap, and then you just found all this pace to then just overtake him.
Yeah.
Really,
So
it's quite a feat I would say, because Connor's. I mean, you're quite a fast driver, but Connor's like quite quick himself.
Yeah, part of that came down to once the pit stop cycles came through, is that Connor seemed to have some grip issues. I'm not sure what it was, but he was sliding through a few more corners than normal, and I think that was the difference, more or less. I don't think he took tyres. I think he burnt through his rears through the first half of the race, just trying to build a gap. But yeah, just cutting that down cutting it down was the easy bit. Get overtake and the staying ahead was the hard part. It was less than a tenth at the line, I believe.
What are your thoughts going into Kyle Army 4 next week?
I'm not going to be there. Unfortunately, I'm going to be somewhere, hopefully somewhere in Germany, possibly Wuppertal. So very nice. Wuppertal, lovely place. So excited.
I know we've talked about Wuppertal earlier this season. You've got to enlighten Stig as to why you're going to Wuppertal.
Wuppertal is so nice. So they've got like these trains that
are
like monorails, but they're inverted monorails. So they're like hanging trains along the river. Super nice. If you don't know, look at Wuppertal. Wuppertal is super nice. Shout out Wuppertal.
Suspension monorail. Let's go. Have fun on the monorail. We won't see you next week. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Always good fun talking about Wuppertal and the suspension railway. Let's talk about something other than Wuppertal. Let's talk about Josh. Hello, Josh.
Hello.
The lead Ds of the BUSR also on D's podium.
Yes, first time this season, I think.
I've also got you on 200% for some reason. Let me not do that. As the entire stream's ears have been blown out. So now you can talk about whatever you want.
Very nice. Honestly, what a race. Did not expect to come P2 there. No, I really enjoyed that. I always feel at home at Imola, and just, you know, like I feel like it's one of my better tracks, and just having the opportunity to kind of show myself in that second race was a really fun time.
Definitely have to get some fast drivers like Jonan and Cam and even Joe share before he span himself quite a few times during that race.
Definitely.
It must have been quite a lot of high pressure for you to try and perform at your best.
Oh yeah. Jonan was, I believe he was trying to get out of some penalty points for the season. So he was driving a bit more aggressively than he would usually. So it was a bit of a challenge trying to get past him at each time. But you know, we make it work. I didn't even know Joe was racing. I thought at the beginning of the grid in qualifying, I didn't see him, so it was kind of a surprise to see him off track when I came across him, and a bit of a shame, really. I love racing against Joe, even if he is a lot faster than me.
And what were some of your thoughts from race 1 as well? Yeah, there's quite a lot of four-way battles almost for positions, if I recall.
Yeah. As I said, like I do love this track. Maybe not so much in the night. I did make a couple mistakes, just forgetting braking zones and things like that. But yeah, definitely a lot sketchier in that first race. I think people kind of coming back after a week of not racing and just getting their anger out in that first race. And luckily, the second one was a bit cleaner. But yeah, a lot of fun, I will say. A bit messy, but a lot of fun.
And thoughts going into Kyle Army next week, if you're here?
I'll be here. Thoughts on Kyle Army? It's not my favourite track, but you know, we'll go into it. We'll try and get some lap times out and see what happens.
That's all you can really hope for, I guess. I guess we'll see you potentially next week in the commentary booth, maybe?
Maybe if I do well.
If you win.
If I win, I doubt it. But I mean, there's a lot of fast guys on this track.
Just take them out.
I don't want to risk my reputation like that, but you know,
it's summer.
We'll see.
It's summer. It's casual. I'm sure they'll be understandable.
It's my last season. I'd rather not make anything too bad.
Oh, then the BWP doesn't carry over. Go on.
I'll see what happens.
Cool. Well, either way, we'll see you later.
See you later.
And I'm not going to hang about for too long because my parents are going to go to bed imminently, so I'm going to have to shut up very soon. So
I don't
think
have to shut up very soon because I'm
Yeah,
in my
no.
own place now.
you live alone. Imagine.
Imagine-
Yeah, race 1
Yeah.
was very good. Race 2, less of a battle for the lead, less battling overall. I think a bit more chaos at the start. Did
And a lot of spinning and commentators cursing.
yeah, just what we like to see. So I'm going to look forward to next week at Kyalami. But before Kyalami, some different games to go through as well. So it's actually not the last round of the rest of the championships before that, because first, Thursday the 3rd of August, Oran Park South in MX5s on iRacing, which will be interesting if there's more than 5 cars. F1. How's F1 going? Take a quick look. Saturday the 5th of August to Japan, Suzuka, for the second sprint round. So even more action. 2 sprint rounds in 1 week? No way.
No way.
I actually can't believe it. I can believe it. And Dirt Rally sure is somewhere. That's not broadcast, so we would broadcast it if it was possible.
It's Finland.
No way.
In 2LWRC? Is that just 2 litre?
Maybe.
It's a lot of jumping.
Finland. The home of So Helvey.
Yes.
And
May we praise it.
Yep. Saint Yusa the Raffet. Let's bring that back. Anyway, it's also the home of Kimi Räikkönen, who is very concise when it comes to these things, and I'm not very concise with my outros. But let's be a bit more concise and say, nice to see you. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Joe share.
Go
And
share.
we'll see you next week.
See ya.